Hey y'all, it's Ratio Christy South, and today we're going to talk about a video that talks about parents explaining gender identity to their children.
Do you know what makes a boy and what makes a girl a girl?
I don't know.
What are boy things?
Strong, fearless.
Oh. Boom! So clearly that doesn't work.
And here we have the first straw man. No one's going to claim that strength has only to do with masculinity versus femininity. I'm sure even the boy knows that. But it is wrong to ignore differences in sexes. Men produce much higher rates of testosterone. Testosterone is a performance-enhancing drug for a reason. Really, having a man arm wrestle a woman is pretty much akin to a man arm wrestling a man on steroids. Now yes, this adult beat her child, but once that child reaches 14, 15, and they do the same arm wrestling, you're probably going to see very different results.
On your body, what do you have that I don't have? What is that?
I can't say it! Junk wiener.
So if a person with a wiener says, hey, I'm a girl, what is that person?
A girl. A boy. A female.
Behold, gender identity.
Alright, the way she talks about gender, all it seems like is just a title. Well, if you call yourself a girl, you're a girl. If you call yourself a boy, you're a boy. If you call yourself something else, you're something else. I guess it's just, what does it even mean to be a girl then? What does it mean to be a boy?
When did you find out if I was a boy or a girl?
Maybe 15 minutes after you were born. But as I'm learning, that was just the sex you were born.
You know, I don't think this guy is doing this on his own. I really feel like somebody's pushing him to say these things. Because he seems pretty sure that, 99.7% sure that your child's is not going to be transgender. But he just tries to throw it up and I don't know. But he says, as I am learning, who are you learning from? It's probably a very one-sided viewpoint that doesn't give any alternative ideas, and it's not much for discussion.
That doesn't mean that's the gender you're going to
I am not
be.
a boy.
How do you know?
And now we're getting into the hypocrisy of these things. If she says, well, I am a boy, he wouldn't argue with her. He wouldn't say, how do you know? In fact, if he did say that, there'd probably be many people who are on this that would be calling him transphobic right now. And so this premise that you just naturally and intuitively know what gender you are, all of a sudden it starts being questioned the moment it stops being transgender. Once you feel that you're cisgender, they want you to question if you're transgender. But if you're transgender, that's it. They don't ever want to question that.
When I was little, people used to call me tomboy, and that didn't really fit because it wasn't something that I called myself. I felt like a little boy when I was little. And then when I was 12 and I found out that I was supposed to be a girl and that girl meant certain things, it was kind of scary to me.
Again, she says that she felt like a little boy, but she doesn't even explain what that is. And also, she found out at 12. Did she not get the memo until then?
Because it was a box that I wasn't ready to be put into.
I can imagine that. What if you forgot if you were a boy or a girl?
There are people who don't really identify as a boy or a girl. They're in that middle space. So you could be superwoman, really girly, or super manly. And then there's probably a lot of us that are just kind of floating somewhere in the middle. Because am I super girly?
And here we see how the self-refutation of non-binary. The problem is that no one fixed this full man stereotype or a full woman stereotype. By these definitions, everyone is going to be non-binary. So really what it does is it's just a naming convention of someone who doesn't like different labels. But yeah, you're very clearly going to be a man or a woman, nevertheless.
Yeah, sort of. I can't answer that.
When you went to kindergarten, you went by she, her.
Yeah.
And you wore dresses, and some people said
They wanted me to be a different gender.
they didn't want you to be a girl.
I don't know. People were being mean. Now I'm they them.
Now you're they, them.
And this is the point where it's just getting into the child abuse area. This child really does not know what's going on. This child doesn't really believe this. The parent's transgender, and the child just happens to be transgender. I mean, really, what are the odds of that? 3 in 1,000 times 3 in 1,000. What? That's about 9 in a million? Yeah, that's a pretty rare occurrence right there. It just seems that because she had this lifestyle that she's now trying to enforce it on her child.
Myself, I identify as trans non-binary, so the surgery that I'm going to have, all of this is going to be gone. How do you feel about that?
I still have mixed feelings
Still
about
mixed
that.
feelings. A little bit scary?
A lot scary.
Yeah. What's scary about it?
That you're gonna look different.
Yeah.
And there you have it. Even as a child, you're able to understand that cutting off major parts of your body is not normal. And trans non-binary, again, what does that even mean? I bet she can't even give a full definition of what that actually means. It just means you have some sort of confusion going on. And I think the solution to that is not cutting off your body parts to be able to make the confusion go away of what you think you might want, which, you know, a lot of people that get these surgeries, they get them and then they're still not happy because, well, cutting off part of their body was not what they actually want. So they've cut off part of their body for nothing. Instead, maybe we could talk about what's going on in your head and maybe you can clear the confusion up there instead.
Did you ever want me to be non-binary?
When you were little, I just wanted you to be who you are without having to choose. Because when I grew up, there was just boy and girl.
And this is the part where I just get sad. Your child was almost certainly going to be cisgendered, and cisgendered, well, you don't have gender dysphoria. You don't have to have these thoughts of suicide. You don't have to have this confusion going on. Almost certainly, like I said, over 99% chance that there wasn't going to be any problems. Now that your child is going to have to be transgender, that means they have to have all this confusion. They have to have all of this trouble that going on there. Transgenderism should be something that, if you have something, that should be something you should work out for yourself. It shouldn't be promoted like it's a good and normal thing because there's really only negative things that can come with being transgender.
How many genders are there?
Infinity?
What?
My thoughts exactly. Really, what are we going to end up with where everyone is a different... We can end up with everyone being a different gender. It means endless pronouns. And really, what does this all mean? What does this all have and how is it going to affect society? These people don't really give any answers to that. They just try to say, well, live and let live, without ever thinking about the logical consequences of these things. Alright everyone, that was the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you everyone, and y'all have a great day.